So here's a quick trade recap on GJ, that's British pound versus Japanese yen. And let me kind of walk you through what was my market analysis and what I thought of and how I got in and why I took this trade. So most of the time I start either with weekly, if not sometime with daily. And if I see huge expansion to the downside or to the upside, I kind of use the Fibonacci retracement. And this is why I kind of marked out, the 50% mark, the 60%, the 70. So of course the 50 is green and then the 60 blue, so on and so forth. And you see there's a break of structure right here. And most of the time it works. So I like to use it, right? But sometimes it does break the structure and then it will go back to the opposite side. And also I like to mark out, a potential liquidity grab with these white dotted line. And depending on how it grabs it, especially if most of the time that I notice, every time it wicks, it likes to go up. And sometimes it actually go up and create fair value gap and then retrace back to that fair value gap and then go, which I believe is called silver bullet. And those are my favorite, to be honest. And then also when I went down to the 4 hours, I see that it didn't break the last major high, and I believe some people call this double head or whatever they call it. And I saw how the candle got smaller, and then also it ended up going all the way up and then coming back down, leaving a wick. But it didn't even grab that liquidity. It didn't even pass it or anything like that. So, and then also when you see a huge down candle again, I like to mark out the fair value gaps. And so as you can see, those green boxes, those are like my hourly fair value gap. And I see you can dumb it down again to the, right here is what the 1 hour, but you can dumb it down to the 5 minutes, 1 minute, whatever your entry time frame is, and see how it reacts and things like that. So most of the time it will go inside the box and then fill out some orders there, grab some orders, and then come back down or go up, whichever side is going. But when you go to the lower time frame, it will reject it before even go inside the box, and you'll see a good sign. And that's kind of how I like to do. But at the same time, you do want to be patient and wait. Sometimes it mess up with you because then it won't allow you to get the perfect entry. But at the same time, sometimes you want to wait because it'll just go past through the thing and then, go against your trade and your bias, and then you might end up losing the trade. But here I kind of put the little arrow so that way I can find it. This is the 5 minute time frame. And you see, like I told you, I kind of put the potential liquidity grabs with the white dashed line. And you see the little candle, it didn't go all the way down. It actually went down and it went up, which ended up taking that liquidity with a wick. And that was one of my greatest signs that I like to look for. So I went and entered the trade. And with these, you're able to get, very, not that tight, but a small stop loss, and then also all this price action going up and down to kind of definitely mess with your emotion. I know it does mess with people. It messed with me. But again, as long as you have your stop loss and you take profit, you should be fine. You can also do the trailing stop losses, and you can even do it manually, if not automatically, and kind of keep checking on it. And then the way I set a target for the take profit is I looked at that daily high because that was the low and it got taken out. So I looked at for that daily high, which I believe it was a little bit, I kind of right here when I draw the line, I did a little bit lower, but it was a little bit higher. And that's kind of how I set the take profit. And it went exactly right there. So most of the time I kind of like seeing these, even when I don't take trades, I do them just so that way I can see and get the confidence up and, make sure I'm understanding the market every time and I'm able to react. I don't have a specific strategy. I make sure that I'm reacting properly, and that's one of the trades that I took. And then you will see 2 more trades that I did. And then also over here, I'm showing how long this trade kind of took. It's 20 hours and 50 minutes, I believe. But nobody's at the chart 20 hours, 50 minutes, right? That's why you need to take your stop loss, you take profit, and then keep tracking it if you have to. And with sucky price action, it does take that long, you know what I mean? So these 2, I don't believe I took them. And then sometimes even when I don't take trades, I'll mark them out and do the markup. And sometimes I can't even remember why I entered that trade because I'm not doing the journal things, which I need to. And then these last 2 trades I did take, obviously one lost and then the second one won. And as you can see, I kind of set the take profit target to the hourly fair value gap, and it didn't work. But the second time you see it did. And it's a bit tricky because not all the time is going to go back to that box and then trade sideways, collect some orders or whatever it likes to do, and then go up. For most of the time, it is that way. But when I zoned out again to an hour, I saw the red candle went and then wicked out again, and then I just entered and then set the stop loss right below the box. So it's always, most of the time it works. Not all the time, most of the time it works. And I just like to react. Like I said, I don't have a specific strategy, and this kind of works out well. So with these type of risk to reward ratio, you can lose more than you win and you still be up in profit. So hope this helps. But I do want to say before I finish this video, there's no golden strategy out there, like a magical strategy out there that you don't know about and other people know. It's a combination of everything. You need to have a good risk management, and you need to be composed, and also what the risk management does is when you enter a trade, you're not anxious, and then also you do not set up a stop loss and take profit, so that way, you know, if anything happened, then you don't blow your account. But like I said, there is no golden strategy out there, but you just gotta learn from your experiences, and then stop being emotional, stay composed, enter with a good slot sizes, so that way you're not anxious, you're not getting out early. Like say as soon as like as you can see right here, all these up and down will mess up with people, and then you might just get out.